Good morning to all. This is Swetha. I am working as assistant professor in Beltech Multitech Dr. Rangarajan Dr. Shakuntala Engineering College from the Department of Artificial Intelligence and Data Science. Today I am going to take a topic on software testing and types of software testing.
Next, we're going to see what is software testing. Software testing is an important process in the software development life cycle. Software development life cycle means it is the cost-effective and time-efficient process that development teams use to design and build high-quality software. It involves verifying and validating that a software application is free of bugs, meet the technical requirements set by its design and development, and satisfies user requirement efficiently and effectively. This process ensures that the application can handle all exceptional and boundary cases, providing a robust and reliable user experience. By systematically identifying and fixing the issues, software testing helps deliver high quality software that perform as expected in various scenarios. Next is benefits of software testing. First one is customer satisfaction. The primary goal of any service-based organization is to serve the best features and experience to their customers. Customer satisfaction is the only goal for the success and popularity of an application. Software testing helps in building the trust and satisfaction of the customer by assuring a defect-free application, and then cost effective. If an application works without any fault and with low maintenance, will save a big amount for the owner. Software testing helps in early defect detection and fixing them to make a more successful and good written application. And then quality product. The main focus of software testing is to deliver a quality product to its clients, which result in a satisfied client. The quality of a product can only be maintained when it is bug free and meet all the user requirements. Next is low failure. Failure of an application impacts its working and brand value. Software testing helps is knowing the test cases where a particular application is most likely to fail. For example, an e-commerce application is more likely to fail when there is heavy traffic and load. This type of application goes through stress testing to check the highest possible limit of the application to handle the load. Software testing make an application more robust and reliable. Then security. The main concern of the digital world is security. A secure system always remains on the priority list of customers. Owners pay multiple dollars to make their system secure for hackers, malicious attacks, and other theft. Next is types of software testing. Software testing can be classified into two types: manual testing, automation testing. Manual testing can be categorized into three types: white box, black box, gray box testing. In the upcoming slide, I will explain one by one. Next is manual testing and automated testing. What is manual testing? Manual testing is a software testing method where a tester manually evaluates a software application to find bugs and other issues without using automated tools. Manual testing is a technique to test the software that is carried out using the functions and features of an application. In manual software testing, a tester tests the software by following predefined test case. Manual testing is time consuming because it is done by humans and there is a chance of human errors. Next, what is automated testing? Automated testing is a software testing technique that use tools and scripts to automatically validate software functionality and ensure it meets requirements before it's released. Automated testing, where the tester writes scripts on their own and use suitable software or automation tool to test the software. It is an automation process of a manual process. It allows for executing repetitive tasks without the intervention of a manual tester. Next is difference between manual testing and automation testing. The definition of manual testing. Manual testing is the process of manually testing the software. But automation testing, it involves the usage of automation tools for executing the test case. Manual testing test cases are executed manually by the QA testers, but automation testing test cases are executed automatically using automation tools and scripts. Manual testing is less efficient and time consuming, but automation testing is more efficient and less time consuming. Manual testing, it is difficult to ensure 100% test coverage, but automation testing, more test coverage can be ensured in automation testing. Programming knowledge of manual testing, there is no need to have programming knowledge, only product knowledge is required. But automation testing, it is important to have programming knowledge to write test scripts. Next is functional testing. What is functional testing? Functional testing is a type of software testing that verifies the functionality of a software system or application by checking that ensuring that the system behaves according to the specified functional requirements and meet the intended business needs. The goal of functional testing is to validate the system features, capabilities, and interactions with different components. It involves testing the software's inputs and output, data manipulation, user interaction, and the system's response to various scenarios and conditions. Next is types of functional testing. The functional testing can be classified into three types: unit testing, integration testing, and then system testing. Let's see unit testing. Unit testing is a fundamental aspect of software testing where individual components or functions of a software application are tested. It is the first level of functional testing. A unit component is an individual function or code of the application. White box testing approach used for unit testing and usually done by the developers. Whenever the application is ready and given to the test engineer, he or she will start checking every component of the module of the application independently or one by one, and this process is known as unit testing or component testing. Unit testing helps to identify and fix bugs early in the development process, significantly improving code quality and reliability. Let's see the example of unit testing. Here, server is one component. That component is divided into multiple modules. In unit testing, developer tests each and every individual module. That is called unit testing. Let's see the advantages and disadvantages of unit testing. First, advantages. First one is early detection of issues. Unit testing allows developer to detect and fix issues early in the development process before they become larger and more difficult to fix. And then improved code quality. Unit testing helps to ensure that each unit of code works as intended and meets the requirements, improving the overall quality of the software. And then increased confidence. Unit testing provides developer with confidence in their code as they can validate that each unit of the software is functioning as expected. And then disadvantages. First one is time and effort. Unit testing requires a significant investment of time and effort to create and maintain the test cases, especially for complex systems. And then dependence of developers. The success of unit testing depends on the developers who must write clear and comprehensive test case to validate the code. Next is integration testing. Integration testing is the process of testing the interface between two software units or modules. It focuses on determining the correctness of the interface. The purpose of integration testing is to expose fault in the interaction between integrated units. Once all the modules have been unit tested, integration testing is performed. Let's see the diagram. There are two modules, module A and module B. In integration testing, all modules of the software are tested combined. The interface between two software modules is called integration testing. Let's see the difference between unit testing and integration testing. In unit testing, each module of the software is tested separately, but in integration testing, all the modules of the software are tested combined. In unit testing, tester knows the internal design of the software, but integration testing does not know the internal design of the software. Unit testing is performed first of all testing processes, but integration testing is performed after unit testing and before system testing. Unit testing is nothing but white box testing, and integration is nothing but black box testing. Unit testing is performed by the developer, but integration testing is performed by the tester. Detection of defects in unit testing is easy. Detection of defects in integration testing is difficult. In unit testing, it tests part of the project without waiting for others to be completed. But integration testing, it tests only after the completion of all parts. Next is system testing. System testing is a type of software testing that evaluates the overall functionality and performance of a complete and fully integrated software solution. System testing done after unit testing and integration testing. To perform this testing should understand the product's whole behavior, which helps to find, uncover defects and issues to the design and code. It tests if the system meets the specified requirements and if it is suitable for delivery to the end user. This type of testing is performed after the integration testing and before the acceptance testing. Let's see the advantages and disadvantages of system testing. First one is improved product quality. It tests a product can successfully work across different platforms and environments. And then system testing tests the entire product. And then cost saving. System testing reduce unexpected cost and project delays. And then customer satisfaction. It builds the customer confidence and improves overall user experience. And then disadvantages. System testing is a time consuming process, complex and challenging process. They need specialized skills and expertise testers. They need proper plan, coordination and execution. Next is black box testing. Black box testing is a software testing method that involves evaluating a system without knowing how it works internally. Black box testing is performed with no knowledge of system's internals, can be carried out to evaluate the functionality, security, performance, and other aspect of an application. Testers provide inputs and observe the system's outputs without having access to the source code, architecture, or design details. Black box testing helps identify issues such as response time, usability issues, reliability issues, and how the system handles expected and unexpected user actions. Black box testing is a mother of all testing. This testing is done by the testers. In this testing, testers totally depends upon the requirements and functionality. Black box testing is also known as system and functional testing. These are the black box testing advantages and disadvantages. Let's see the advantage. Testers do not require technical knowledge, programming, or IT skills. The testers do not need to learn implementation details of the system. Black box testing, low chance of false positive. Tests have lower complexity since they simply model common user behavior. Disadvantages of black box testing is it is difficult to automate, it requires prioritization, typically impossible to test all the user path. It is difficult to calculate test coverage. Next is white box testing. White box testing is a software testing method that allows tester to inspect the internal working of a software system, including its code, infrastructure, and integrations. Testers who perform white box testing have full knowledge of the system internal structures and how it operates. White box testing is different from black box testing, which focuses on testing the software functionality without knowledge of its internal working. White box testing is also known as glass box testing, clear box testing, transparent box testing, and structural testing. White box testing focus on first one is path checking, ensure that all decisions made by the program are correct and efficient. And then output validation, test different input to see if the function gives the right output each time. And then security testing, use techniques like static code analysis to find and fix potential security issues in the software. Ensure the software is developed using secure practices. And then loop testing checks the loops in the program to make sure they work correctly and efficiently. Ensures that loop handles variables properly within their scope. And then data flow testing follows the path of variables through the program to ensure they are declared, initialized, used, and manipulated correctly. Next is features of white box testing. Code coverage analysis. White box testing helps to analyze the code coverage of an application, which helps to identify the area of the code that are not being tested. And then access to the source code. White box testing requires access to the application source code which makes it is possible to test individual function, methods and modules. And then knowledge of programming languages. Testers performing white box testing must have knowledge on programming languages like Java, C++, Python and PHP to understand the code structure and write test. And then identify logical errors. White box testing helps to identify logical errors in the code such as infinite loops or incorrect conditional statements. And the last one is integration testing. White box testing is useful for integration testing as it allows testers to verify that the different components of an application are working together as expected. Next is disadvantages of white box testing. First one is programming knowledge and source code access. Testers need to have programming knowledge and access to the source code to perform test. And then test case overhead. Redesigning code and rewriting code need test case to be written again. And then dependency on tester enterprise. Testers are required to have in-depth knowledge of the code and programming language. And the last one is increased production errors. Thank you.